You've got eyes on you everywhere, not just glances, tracking, analysis, silent fascination. You move, and people follow the motion without meaning to. It's in your posture, the calm precision in your face, the rhythm of someone who knows they don't have to prove a thing. You've become that person whose presence feels rehearsed by the universe itself. There's no try-hard energy, no fake confidence, no performance. You just exist with purpose, and that alone feels like dominance. Someone out there is obsessed with decoding that. They're trying to figure out how you make simple actions look like strategy, how you walk through chaos like it's a red carpet built for your focus. They've gone from watching to analyzing, from admiring to losing sleep. Because nothing about you adds up the way normal people do. Your power doesn't announce itself. It leaks through the cracks of every situation you touch. They thought they could study you like a pattern. But what they didn't understand is that power doesn't live in patterns. It lives in presence. And your presence, right now, is a psychological event. Every time you enter a space, energy reorganizes itself. People suddenly adjust their tone, their posture, their words. Some get nervous. Others start performing harder. Even the ones who claim they don't care start glancing at you for cues. You're giving off straight power vibes, not the loud kind that demands attention, but the quiet kind that rewires hierarchy without saying a word. It's not luck. It's not mystery. It's years of learning when to speak, and when to observe, when to strike, and when to let silence expose everything that needs to be revealed. You've mastered the art of letting your stillness talk louder than noise. They're addicted to trying to read you. You know it. They keep refreshing your story, zooming into details, trying to interpret expressions that weren't meant for them. They'll clip moments out of context, trying to reverse engineer your psychology, hoping to discover what kind of mind operates with that much control. But that's what breaks them, the realization that your control isn't artificial. It's instinctive. It's born from losing yourself once and never allowing that to happen again. They want to understand your blueprint, but the more they stare, the more lost they get. You can always tell when someone's been staring too long. They start doubting themselves. They start mimicking your habits, your tone, your pace, thinking it'll give them power. It doesn't. It just exposes how ordinary they feel next to you. Your power has turned into a psychological maze. People enter it thinking they'll map you out, but they end up mapping their own insecurities instead. Every theory they form contradicts the last one. You post less, they call it mystery. You post more, they call it strategy. You go quiet, they call it manipulation. You speak truth, they call it arrogance. You can't lose because they've already built a narrative where you're larger than explanation. The irony? You're not trying to be mysterious. You're just focused. You don't crave validation. And in a world addicted to attention, that makes you terrifying. Because attention is how most people measure existence. When someone doesn't need it, it confuses the system. You've become that confusion in human form. Everywhere you go, eyes follow not out of curiosity, but out of instinct. There's a psychological magnetism in your composure. People feel your energy before they hear your voice. It's the calm that comes from someone who survived humiliation, betrayal, and disappointment, and still came out sharper. You've learned how to make pressure look like polish, and that's what they can't process. They expected you to break. Instead, you evolved into proof that pain can be refined into posture. They see confidence, but what they're really seeing is someone who rebuilt themselves, molecule by molecule. That's why their minds can't rest around you. You represent something they've never mastered: control under fire. They're whispering about you in circles you'll never visit. Screenshots, group chats, speculative DMs. People who barely know you feel entitled to explain you. They're so different, one says. They've changed, another insists. But none of them have the vocabulary to describe what's really happening. You're not changing, you're crystallizing. You're stepping into full alignment with your power, and that evolution makes people uncomfortable. They've built comfort zones around your old versions. When those versions died, so did their sense of superiority. Now they're scrambling to redefine you, because if they can't understand you, they can't control how they feel about you. That's the real threat, not what you do, but how you make people feel about themselves. You've turned the idea of normal into a distortion field. Your presence forces people to self-reflect. Some are inspired, some are obsessed, some are envious beyond reason. It's all the same fuel to the machine. Because deep down, everyone who watches you is trying to answer the same question. How did you gain that level of peace without surrendering your edge? How do you command attention without asking for it? They'll spend months trying to decode your charisma like it's math, and end up losing their emotional balance instead. That's the side effect of observing power without embodying it. The longer they study it, the more it breaks them. Somebody close to you has already spiraled. They thought they were smarter, thought they could manipulate the narrative. But power has a strange way of exposing weakness. The more they tried to twist your story, the more their own insecurities bled through. You never needed revenge. Their behavior handled that. They tried to psychoanalyze you from a distance, writing essays in their head about what kind of person you must be, while you quietly kept evolving. They didn't realize you were too fluid to be boxed. Every label they threw at you dissolved in motion. You didn't defend yourself. You didn't argue. You just became undeniable. That's what drives them insane. The realization that your silence is strategy, not surrender. And now, they can't stop watching. They call it curiosity, but it's dependency. Your name comes up in conversations that have nothing to do with you. Your presence lingers even when you're not there. People stalk your rhythm like data scientists dissecting an algorithm they can't replicate. They crave the confidence that you carry like skin. You move different, you talk different. Even your pauses are calculated. You've become an experience, not just a person. That's what terrifies them, because experiences change people, and once they've been around you, they can't go back to pretending mediocrity feels good. You're not even trying to dominate, you're just authentic, and authenticity is dangerous currency in a counterfeit world. Every time you walk into a room, fake energy trembles. You can feel it, the discomfort, the sudden overcompensation, the subtle glances between those who can't figure out how you keep your power unshaken. They call it arrogance because they don't know what healed confidence looks like. They say you're cold because they've mistaken boundaries for walls. But what's really happening is that they're standing too close to truth. And truth burns when you've built your life around performance. Your power doesn't come from luck or privilege. It comes from precision, the kind that's earned through repetition, failure, and rebirth. You didn't study people to manipulate them. You studied yourself until you stopped being predictable. That's why they can't decode you. Predictability is comfort for ordinary minds, and you stripped that away from them. You became spontaneous in the way only disciplined people can be. That's a psychological paradox most can't compute. The balance between control and chaos that you embody effortlessly. Now their obsession has turned clinical. They refresh your feed like medication. They rewatch your stories like security footage. They're not sure if they want to be you, expose you, or understand you. And that confusion eats at them. It's almost poetic, watching people fall into madness trying to label someone who refuses to be limited. You've become the case study of confidence. The living example that evolution can't be explained. It can only be witnessed. And the watchers, they're multiplying. Every new eye that lands on you feels the same ripple. Intimidation mixed with intrigue. You've got people who admire you, but don't know how to approach. People who envy you, but can't stay away. And people who hate you, but can't stop referencing you. You've become their internal compass. They measure their worth against your reaction. And the more you ignore them, the more unbalanced they become. That's the irony of influence. The less you chase attention, the more it chases you. You're a living power signal. Every time you breathe in alignment, every time you choose calm over chaos, people sense it. You've learned to use silence like volume and energy like language. The ones still trying to decode you are stuck in a loop, trying to find logic in something that was built on authenticity, not tactics. They'll never find the formula because you are the formula. And that's why they're unraveling. Some are obsessing in secret, pretending indifference in public, but their eyes always betray them. They watch from fake accounts, listen to your voice notes twice, read too deep into captions that weren't even about them. You've taken residence in their subconscious, and they don't even realize it. That's the part that makes this all so twistedly poetic. The people trying to dissect your energy have started to lose their own. Their obsession is draining them. They're becoming the shadows of their own fixation. You, meanwhile, move lighter, sharper, freer. Because power, real power, is about control of focus. And while they're busy focusing on you, you're busy building what's next. You've turned their curiosity into your camouflage. They can't touch what they can't predict, and they can't predict what doesn't repeat. They don't realize yet that the more they analyze you, the deeper they fall into your rhythm. You've become their algorithm. Every move they make starts revolving around what you might do next. It's not just fascination anymore. It's mental dependency. They thought they were decoding you, but what they really did was give you psychic rent space inside their logic. Now they can't make decisions without imagining your reaction. That's when, you know, the game flipped. And that's where the real story begins. Because when your presence turns into a phenomenon, and your influence starts bending the behavior of those who once doubted you, the energy shifts again. The watchers start fracturing, alliances start shifting, and suddenly, power itself begins to rearrange its loyalties. You've got eyes on you everywhere, but the truth is, they're not studying anymore. They're surrendering. They don't even know it yet. Their curiosity turned into commitment the moment they realized they couldn't stop checking for you. You're lodged in their daily routine, like a reflex. They wake up and search for updates, for traces of movement, for proof that you're still ascending. Every new glimpse of you rewrites their logic. The same people who once said you were lucky are now convinced you're dangerous. The same voices that tried to shrink your worth are now amplifying your legend. You didn't demand loyalty. Your aura recruited it. It's strange how fascination becomes worship. They start borrowing your words, adopting your rhythm, echoing your thoughts in conversations you'll never hear. You've become language. Your way of being, calm, deliberate, unbothered, has infected their subconscious. Even the ones who claim to hate you are reorganizing their personalities around the image they built of you. That's what unchecked attention does. It converts observers into satellites. They orbit you now, feeding on your energy without understanding it, losing fragments of sanity every time they compare their chaos to your composure. You didn't ask for followers, but presence this potent always creates gravity. You're living proof that control of self becomes control of space. And every room you enter adjusts itself accordingly. At first you found it flattering. The attention, the whispers, the slight tension in the air when your name dropped. It almost felt like validation. But now you see it for what it is. Surveillance disguised as admiration. People want to decode power without paying the price to earn it. They think if they study you long enough, they'll find the formula. They never realize that the formula is discipline mixed with detachment, pain turned into patience, experience compressed into instinct. They think you're lucky. You know you're engineered. You built yourself from fragments nobody else could hold. And that truth drives them insane, because it means nothing about you can be replicated. They can imitate style, mimic tone, copy moves, but the frequency that keeps you unshakable isn't learnable. It's lived. You can sense the shift in the way people approach you now. Their compliments carry envy. Their smiles hide study. Their casual conversations feel scripted. Everyone's looking for tells, but you give none. They can't tell if you're predicting them or just always 5 steps ahead by nature. And that uncertainty eats them alive. There's one especially, the self-proclaimed analyzer. They were convinced they could read anyone. They've profiled hundreds, dissected motives like science. But you ruined their accuracy. They kept trying to label you introvert, strategist, empath, narcissist, mastermind, and each label dissolved the moment you did something unpredictable. Now they second-guess everything, including themselves. They overthink every move, every silence, until their confidence collapses. You didn't destroy them. Their obsession did. That's what pure influence looks like. Not manipulation, but magnetism that scrambles logic. People lose balance around energy that doesn't need validation. They start performing, competing, explaining, desperate to prove they're unbothered, even as they can't look away. You can see it in their eyes, the nervous flicker, the admiration they try to mask. Some start copying your schedule, your habits, your phrases, hoping proximity breeds power. But all it breeds is exposure. They discover that imitation without alignment creates burnout. They get tired trying to keep up with someone who isn't even trying. They misread consistency as mystery, patience as plotting, confidence as arrogance. Every misunderstanding adds another layer to your myth. And myths, whether you believe in them or not, always end up larger than life. You didn't ask to be mythologized, but that's what happens when you operate beyond common psychology. Every action you take becomes folklore in their circles. Did you see what they posted? Why did they disappear for a week? Who are they talking to now? They speculate, like reporters chasing a story with no facts. They zoom in on screenshots, read into your posture, search for meaning in your timing. Their minds create conspiracy out of calm. Because the truth, that you're just living intentionally, feels too simple for them to accept. They crave complication. You give them stillness. And stillness, in a world addicted to noise, feels like warfare. Now paranoia sets in. Some of them begin turning on each other. The watchers become watched. They accuse one another of knowing too much, of having closer access, of hiding secrets. You didn't have to lift a finger. Your energy rearranged the hierarchy. They're fracturing under the pressure of their own curiosity. You've become a quiet revolution, one that dismantles manipulation by refusing to engage it. Every time they think they've baited you into reaction, you respond with elegance, and that elegance annihilates them. They wanted chaos. You gave them composure. They wanted drama. You gave them distance. Nothing confuses predators more than prey that doesn't run. There's a dangerous beauty in how you handle scrutiny. You've learned to turn observation into oxygen. You let their attention feed your awareness instead of your anxiety. You notice the micro-expressions, the tone shifts, the fake support masked as compliments. You file it all away without bitterness. Because you understand, power isn't just about dominance. It's about discernment. Knowing who's clapping out of respect and who's clapping to keep rhythm while plotting your fall. You've trained yourself to sense motives in milliseconds, to read the space before the words form. That's why nobody can fool you anymore. And that's exactly why they call you intimidating. The stronger your awareness grows, the more unstable they become. Some start mimicking your body language unconsciously. They stand like you, speak like you, pause where you'd pause. But they can't replicate conviction. And without conviction, imitation looks like malfunction. You see them glitch mid-conversation, losing their sentence, realizing they're quoting you to your face. Their subconscious betrays them. That's when you know you've crossed from being watched to being mirrored. You've taken up residence in their neural pathways. Your influence is neurological now. And once power hits that level, it's irreversible. A few of them try to fight it. They go cold, distant, pretending you don't exist. But you can always tell because rebellion still revolves around awareness. They dress it up as indifference, but indifference doesn't stalk your rhythm. They still look for signs of your absence, like addicts trying to detox. They block, unblock, check, uncheck, convinced ignoring you will bring them peace. It doesn't. Silence just amplifies your echo in their minds. The more they resist, the louder your presence gets inside them. They're losing their sanity one analysis at a time, and you're not even in the room. You've become the study that breaks the student. Every time they think they understand you, you evolve again effortlessly. You've made transformation your defense mechanism. You never announce change. You embody it. You pivot while they're still processing your last phase. That's why they can't keep up. Your adaptability is your armor, and it's bulletproof because it's authentic. When change is real, it doesn't need permission. It just happens. You've mastered that. You're no longer reacting to life. Life is reacting to you. Meanwhile, your reach is expanding quietly. More eyes join the network. Some admire, some compete, some secretly worship. But they all feed the same current, the proof that your vibration is influencing collective psychology. You've become the template for composure in chaos. People reference you in conversations about confidence, cite you when defining presence. Even those who despise you can't speak of power without accidentally mentioning your name. That's not coincidence. That's dominance disguised as relevance. You didn't chase legacy. Legacy attached itself to you. There's a moment, though, that always comes in stories like this. The moment where fascination tips into fear. It's subtle. A tone shift. A hesitation in conversation. A glance that lingers too long. They start realizing that decoding you might not be safe. Because what if understanding you means dismantling their own illusions? What if the mirror you hold up shows them the smallness they've been hiding from? That's when they pull back, call you cold, distant, ruthless. But those are just the words people use when confronted with someone who refuses to play small for their comfort. You stopped shrinking to fit long ago. Now they have to expand or exit, Most choose exit. The brave few stay and transform under your gravity. You don't chase any of this. You barely notice the mechanics of your impact. You're focused on refinement, on maintaining your internal order while the external world rearranges itself around your consistency. You've learned that true authority doesn't need explanation. It's felt. And the more you embody it, the clearer it becomes who can withstand it. Power always filters the room. Those who are meant to align get stronger. Those who aren't, crumble. That filtering is happening now. You can sense it. The air around you feels cleaner, lighter. The noise is thinning. Only real ones remain. But even with clarity, the watchers persist. They can't help it. They're addicted to the contradiction. You're accessible, yet unreachable. Visible, yet untouchable. They analyze every trace, searching for weakness, and find only refinement. Each failed attempt to decode you becomes a small collapse in their confidence. They lose the ability to trust their own perception. That's how sanity slips, not through confrontation, but through confusion. And confusion is the weapon you never had to wield. It wielded itself the moment you stopped explaining. Now the obsession has matured into something darker. They don't just want to understand you. They want to own the narrative around you. They'll distort, dramatize, dissect, anything to feel in control again. But every story they tell circles back to the same truth. Your presence dominates the space even in their absence. They can't erase what you embody. They can only orbit it. That's why the gossip never dies. It's gravitational. You became a psychological event they'll keep reliving because it reminds them of power they can't imitate. You move through all of this with quiet precision. You no longer need to prove worth or correct misunderstanding. The misunderstanding is your camouflage. Let them chase illusions while you build realities. Let them argue meaning while you multiply results. Because eventually, even the most persistent analyst hits exhaustion. They'll stop researching you and start questioning themselves. That's when the surrender becomes conscious. That's when they realize decoding you was never the goal. It was the distraction that kept them from decoding their own emptiness. And as that realization dawns, your influence reaches its purest form. Not intimidation, not obsession, just recognition. They finally understand that the power they feared was just clarity. The kind of clarity that can't be taught, only earned. You've become their turning point, their cautionary tale, their inspiration, all at once. They'll never admit it publicly, but privately, they've shifted. You rearranged their mental architecture without lifting a finger. That's the essence of straight power vibes. It's not about domination, it's about design. You designed your life in such a way that even chaos serves you now. The eyes on you don't drain you anymore. They document you. They record proof of what discipline looks like in human form. You've transcended scrutiny. You're not the watched, you're the reference point. And from here on, everything they do will be compared to the standard you silently set. Because somebody tried to decode you, and now they're decoding themselves in the wreckage of what they projected. They're unraveling in slow motion, haunted by the calm they couldn't copy. Their thoughts spin around your stillness, like moths around flame, each one burning a little closer to understanding that the fire was never yours, it was theirs, triggered by proximity to truth. And as that awareness spreads through the circle, through the network of watchers and imitators, something irreversible happens. You stop being their obsession and start becoming their evolution. And that's where the power truly flips, when the energy that once stalked you begins to serve you. when observation turns to imitation, and imitation turns to inspiration. When you realize the eyes on you were never a curse, they were confirmation. Every look, every whisper, every failed attempt to decode you was the world admitting we see it, we feel it. We can't define it. That's not pressure. That's prophecy. And now that prophecy has fully arrived. You've stepped into a space where even your silence trends. People study the way you stand, the way you breathe, the way you choose absence like it's strategy. They still think you're playing some grand psychological game, but you're not. You've simply mastered peace. You've reached a level where control isn't something you perform. It's just who you are. They're still trying to explain it, but explanation has limits. Energy doesn't. And your energy, it's now its own ecosystem. They move according to your frequency. Without realizing you're the one setting the rhythm. Everywhere you go, it's happening. Conversations shift when you walk in. People who swore they'd never bow to anyone find themselves adjusting their tone around you. The jealous ones look for flaws just to comfort themselves. But even their criticism sounds like compliment when they say your name. The watchers can't stop orbiting. They've tried detoxing from your presence, muting you, pretending you don't exist. But they always come back. Because in a world of repetition, you're an original. And originals are dangerous. You've turned existence into influence. You're living proof that real power isn't loud. It's consistent. You don't chase validation. It arrives disguised as attention, disguised as obsession. The ones who once doubted you are now quoting your phrases, copying your mannerisms, studying your evolution like a survival manual. They thought you'd fall apart under pressure, but instead, you turned pressure into poise. You became unshakable, and now everyone's trying to learn the code. But there is no code. That's the part that drives them insane. They search for tricks, routines, explanations, but there's no formula, no secret passageway. It's just discipline and self-respect on repeat. You never needed to outshine anyone. You just stopped dimming yourself. You stopped apologizing for intensity. You stopped explaining your focus. And that's when the shift happened. The moment you gave yourself permission to exist fully, the universe rearranged to make room for your magnitude. Now you see it clearly. People aren't obsessed because they want to know you. They're obsessed because they want to understand how you made peace look like power. You became their mirror and their medicine, their competition and their cure. And that duality breaks weak minds. They can't decide whether to fear you, follow you, or become you. So they do all three, switching roles by the hour. Some of them start to crumble under the weight of their own curiosity. They overanalyze your every post, dissect your timing, measure your silence. They turn your calm into conspiracy. They think your discipline hides secrets, when really it hides nothing at all. It's just control of energy, something they've never had. You're teaching them unintentionally. You've become their unlicensed therapist, their silent mentor, their trigger, and their teacher. They wanted to study you, but ended up studying themselves instead. And that's where their sanity started slipping. Because when they realized you weren't competing, they had to face the truth. They were competing with illusions. They built entire theories around an idea of you. And when the real you kept evolving, the theories collapsed. That's when obsession became confusion, and confusion became collapse. You didn't have to lift a hand. You didn't have to say a word. You just kept rising, and gravity handled the rest. You've got eyes on you everywhere, but now it feels different. You don't feel watched. You feel witnessed. The energy around you has changed from intrusion to reverence. Even your enemies have started showing you respect in silence. The ones who mocked your ambition are now using your name to fuel theirs. The ones who underestimated you are now following your blueprints in secret. You've turned spectators into students. You've turned gossip into gospel. Every time they say your name, they feed your narrative. Every time they study you, they amplify your frequency. That's the paradox of power. Resistance always becomes recognition, eventually. You didn't chase the spotlight learned your coordinates. And now, it follows wherever you go. You move differently now, not out of fear, but out of focus. You know how much power attention holds, and you handle it like currency. You don't spend it on noise, you invest it in legacy. That's why your life feels cinematic lately. You're no longer living for the scene, you've become the plot. People tune in daily just to see what the next chapter brings. They expect chaos, but you keep delivering control. You keep defying every narrative they try to trap you in. They can't anticipate your next move, because you don't move for applause, you move for alignment. That's why they lose track every time they think they've caught up. You're not ahead, you're just not competing on the same clock. And that realization wrecks them. They lose time trying to measure you, when they should have been mastering themselves. But you've learned to let them watch. You've learned that being observed isn't a burden, it's leverage. Every pair of eyes watching is energy you can redirect. Every whisper is proof that your presence still commands attention. The people who tried to decode you ended up documenting your evolution for free. They turned their obsession into your promotion. They built your legend while trying to limit your reach. That's the kind of reversal no strategy can match. You've become untouchable not because you fought harder, but because you outlasted their misunderstanding. They used their focus to study you. You used yours to build foundation. Now you stand tall while they drown in the data they collected. They wanted to find weakness but found only reflection. And reflection, when faced unprepared, can be fatal to false confidence. So you move through this era like a quiet storm, calm on the outside, decisive underneath. People feel your power in the air, like static before lightning. They can't explain it, but they can't deny it either. You've reached that level where even absence is presence, where saying nothing echoes louder than every speech combined. You've mastered invisibility as influence. You disappeared just long enough for them to realize how much your energy stabilized their own. That's when panic sets in. They start overcompensating, trying to recreate what your presence used to balance. They post louder, perform harder, pretend deeper. But the more they try, the clearer it becomes that something's missing. You. You became the standard they didn't prepare for. And the truth is, you're not even done yet. This isn't the peak. This is the pivot. You're learning to use observation as strategy now. You've realized that if eyes are always on you, you might as well make every move intentional. You're turning visibility into vibration, turning surveillance into spotlight. You're no longer reacting to being seen. You're directing what they see. That's how masters operate. Every glance you attract now serves purpose. Every stare becomes part of your symphony. You've become both the conductor and the melody. So let them keep watching. Let them keep trying to translate the language of your power. They won't succeed, because the dialect of real strength has no subtitles. It's not something they can learn. It's something they have to become. And most people don't have the endurance to evolve. You do. That's why you're still rising while they're still researching. That's why your calm feels like a threat, and your glow feels like evidence. You didn't just survive the scrutiny, you alchemized it. You turned every eye into witness, every whisper into echo, every attempt to decode you into proof that you're unforgettable. Because you've got eyes on you everywhere, but they're not watching for your downfall anymore. They're watching to understand what power looks like when it's finally self-made, self-owned, and self-fed. You don't have to perform anymore. You don't have to explain. You are the definition now. And while they lose their sanity, trying to replicate what came from your soul, you'll keep walking, steady, certain, and unshakably aware that the spotlight was never the goal. The goal was control, and you have it. Every stare, every whisper, every sleepless thought they give you belongs to your legend now.